It is 3 o'clock in the morning. The house is silent, the world is asleep, but you are staring at the ceiling. You count the hours left until you have to get up. 3 hours, then 2 hours. Your mind is racing with worries about the bills, the grandkids, or just a strange restlessness you cannot explain. You turn to your left side, but your hip hurts. You turn to your right, and your shoulder complains. It feels like your brain has forgotten how to shut down. If this sounds familiar, you are not alone. Millions of people over 60 struggle with this every single night. But what if I told you that the answer to deep restorative sleep isn't in a sleeping pill bottle? What if I told you it is sitting in your pantry right now, probably inside a jar with a red or blue lid? I am talking about peanut butter, but not just eating it any old way. There is a specific science to how this common pantry staple can trick your brain into falling asleep using a compound called tryptophan. It acts like a key, unlocking the chemical process that tells your body, it is time to rest. Today we are going to explore exactly how to use this trick, the specific type of peanut butter you need, because the wrong one will keep you awake, and the precise time to take it for the best results. As we get older, our relationship with sleep changes. You might remember a time in your 30s or 40s when your head hit the pillow and you were out like a light until the alarm went off. But now, sleep feels fragile. It is easily broken. This happens because our production of melatonin, the sleep hormone, naturally declines as we age. Think of melatonin as the dimming switch for the lights in your house. When we are young, that switch works perfectly. As we age, the wiring gets a little rusty. The lights flicker. They don't dim all the way down. This is where nutrition comes in. We often think of food as fuel for movement, but food is also the raw material for your hormones. Your body needs specific building blocks to repair that wiring and fix that dimmer switch. And one of the most powerful building blocks for sleep is an amino acid called tryptophan. Tryptophan is an essential amino acid. Essential means your body cannot make it on its own. You have to get it from food. When you eat foods rich in tryptophan, your body starts a fascinating manufacturing process. It takes the tryptophan and turns it into serotonin. You might know serotonin as the happy hormone that stabilizes your mood. But the process doesn't stop there. Later in the day, especially when it gets dark, your body takes that serotonin and converts it into melatonin. So simply put, no tryptophan means no serotonin. No serotonin means no melatonin. And no melatonin means you are staring at the ceiling at 3 a.m. Now you might be thinking, Dr. Carter, I eat turkey and that has tryptophan. Why am I not sleeping? That is a great question. It brings us to the peanut butter paradox. The problem with tryptophan is that it is a very shy molecule. It has to compete with other amino acids to get into your brain. Imagine a crowded entrance to a theater. Tryptophan is a small, quiet person trying to get through the door, but there are big, loud, muscular guys, other amino acids, blocking the way. Usually tryptophan gets pushed to the back of the line and never makes it inside your brain to do its job. This is where peanut butter becomes the hero. Peanut butter contains tryptophan, yes, but it also contains a magical combination of healthy fats and a small amount of carbohydrates. When you eat peanut butter, those carbohydrates cause a very small, gentle rise in insulin. Insulin is a storage hormone. Its job is to pull nutrients out of your blood and into your muscles. Here is the secret. Insulin pulls those big, loud amino acids, the ones blocking the door, into your muscles. But it leaves tryptophan alone. Suddenly, the crowd at the theater door clears out. The big guys are gone. The path is open. Tryptophan can now walk right through the blood-brain barrier that is the security gate to your brain without any competition. Once inside, it gets to work immediately, helping you drift off. That is why peanut butter is superior to just eating a piece of plain turkey or chicken before bed. You need that specific combination of protein, fat, and just enough carbohydrate to clear the path. If you are finding these tips helpful for your health, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss our next guide on aging backwards. We are building a community here dedicated to making your golden years the healthiest ones yet. Now, before we rush to the kitchen, we need to be very specific. Not all peanut butter is created equal. In fact, if you choose the wrong jar, you might actually make your sleep worse. This brings us to our first major rule: read the label. Many commercial peanut butters are loaded with added sugar, high fructose corn syrup, and hydrogenated oils. If you eat a spoonful of sugar-laden peanut butter before bed, you aren't just clearing the path for tryptophan, you are creating a massive sugar spike. This gives you a burst of energy, the opposite of what you want, and can lead to a blood sugar crash in the middle of the night. That crash releases adrenaline, which will wake you up with a jolt, usually sweating and heart racing. You want a natural peanut butter. The ingredients list should have one or two things: peanuts, maybe a little salt. That is it. It should look a little separated, with oil on top. That oil is healthy fat. It acts like a slow-burning log on a fire, keeping your blood sugar stable throughout the night so you don't wake up hungry or jittery. Before we move to the next step, if you found this specific tip helpful, you can support our research team directly by clicking the Super Thanks heart button below the video. It helps us continue making these free guides for you. Now let's talk about the portion size, because this is where many people get it wrong. You do not need to eat the whole jar. Digestion takes a lot of energy. If you eat a huge meal before bed, your body has to work overtime to break it down. Instead of resting, your blood flow is diverted to your stomach. This can raise your core body temperature. And to sleep well, your body temperature actually needs to drop. The magic number is about 1 to 2 tablespoons. That is enough to provide the tryptophan and the healthy fats without burdening your stomach. Think of it as a tactical dose, not a meal. Let's discuss the vehicle. How do you get that peanut butter into your system effectively? You could just eat it off the spoon, that works. But if you want to supercharge the effect, you can pair it with another sleep-friendly food. My favorite combination for seniors is apple slices with peanut butter. Apples provide a complex carbohydrate that breaks down slowly. This helps that insulin mechanism we talked about earlier work even better, ensuring the tryptophan gets to the brain. Plus, apples have fiber, which keeps your gut happy. Another excellent option is a small piece of whole grain toast. The complex carbs in the toast work perfectly with the protein in the nut butter. But what if you are allergic to peanuts, or you just don't like the taste? Do not worry. The concept remains the same. Almond butter acts very similarly. In fact, almonds are also high in magnesium. Magnesium is a mineral that acts like a muscle relaxant. It helps calm the nervous system. So with almond butter, you are getting a double benefit: tryptophan for the hormones and magnesium for the muscles. It is like a 1-2 punch against insomnia. Now, let's address a very real concern for many of you: acid reflux or GERD. I know that for many seniors, eating right before lying down is a recipe for heartburn. If you suffer from reflux, you cannot eat this right at bedtime. Gravity is not your friend when you are lying flat. If this is you, I recommend having your peanut butter snack about 1 hour to 90 minutes before you plan to go to sleep. This gives your stomach time to empty slightly, so the food is safely moving down, not coming back up. Also, try to sleep with your head slightly elevated if reflux is a chronic issue. But do not skip the snack just because of reflux. Just adjust the timing. The metabolic benefits for your sleep cycle are worth it. Let's talk about consistency. This is not a do it once and it is fixed forever solution. Your body runs on rhythms called circadian rhythms. It loves routine. If you start having this small peanut butter ritual every night, your brain starts to recognize the pattern. It becomes a psychological trigger. You taste the peanut butter and your brain says, "Oh, I know what this means. It is time to shut down the factory for the night." This leads us to the broader picture of your evening routine. Peanut butter is a powerful tool, but it cannot fix a broken lifestyle. We need to support the peanut butter with the right environment. Think about light. Remember how we said tryptophan turns into melatonin? Well, light kills melatonin. If you eat your peanut butter and then sit in front of a bright TV screen or scroll through the news on your iPad, you are destroying the melatonin you are trying to build. Blue light from screens tells your brain it is noon, not midnight. It suppresses melatonin production. So here is the challenge. Enjoy your peanut butter snack and then turn off the screens. Read a book. Listen to an audiobook or some gentle music. Dim the lights in your living room. Give that tryptophan a fighting chance to work its magic. Another factor is temperature. As we age, we tend to feel the cold more, so we crank up the heat. But a room that is too hot will prevent you from entering the deep stages of sleep. Your body needs to cool down to sleep deeply. The ideal temperature is actually quite cool, around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit. If you are cold, use blankets. Blankets create a microclimate that you can adjust. If the air in the room is hot and stuffy, your body struggles to regulate its temperature. Let's go back to the food for a moment. Are there things you should avoid pairing with your peanut butter? Absolutely. Do not pair your peanut butter with dark chocolate. I know it sounds delicious, but dark chocolate contains caffeine and theobromine, both of which are stimulants. It is the last thing you want floating around your bloodstream when you are trying to settle down. Save the dark chocolate for lunch. Also, avoid pairing it with a large glass of fluid. As we get older, our bladders aren't what they used to be. Nocturia, the need to wake up and urinate at night, is a major sleep disruptor. If you have a big glass of milk or water with your peanut butter, you are guaranteeing a trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m. A few sips are fine, but try to front-load your hydration earlier in the day. Let's dive a little deeper into the why. Why do we care so much about sleep in our 60s, 70s, and 80s? It isn't just about feeling groggy. Sleep is when your brain cleans itself. There is a system in your brain called the glymphatic system. Think of it as the night shift janitorial crew. During the day, your brain cells are working hard, creating waste products. One of these waste products is a protein called beta amyloid. You might have heard of this in relation to Alzheimer's and dementia. When you sleep, and specifically when you are in deep sleep, your brain cells actually shrink a little bit. This opens up spaces between the cells, allowing the glymphatic fluid to rush through and wash away the beta amyloid plaque. It literally flushes out the toxins. If you don't sleep, the janitors can't work. The waste builds up. Over years, this buildup can contribute to cognitive decline. So, when you eat that spoonful of peanut butter, you aren't just treating insomnia. You are protecting your brain. You are investing in your memory. You are helping to ensure that you stay sharp and present for your family. That is a powerful motivation, isn't it? It is not just about comfort. It is about brain health. Now let's talk about a variation of this trick for those who really want to mix it up. We talked about apples, but there is another fruit that pairs wonderfully with peanut butter for sleep: the banana. Bananas are a triple threat. They have tryptophan, they have magnesium, and they have potassium. Potassium is crucial for preventing muscle cramps. If you are someone who gets those painful Charlie horses in your legs at night, a banana with peanut butter might be your miracle cure. The potassium helps calm the electrical signals in your muscles, preventing them from spasming. However, bananas are higher in sugar than apples. If you are diabetic or pre-diabetic, you need to be careful. Stick to half a banana, or better yet, stick to the apple or the whole grain toast. Always monitor how your own body responds. Let's address the texture issue. I know some of you have dental issues or perhaps dentures that make sticky foods difficult. Peanut butter can be like cement if your mouth is dry. If you struggle with the stickiness, you can thin it out. Mix your tablespoon of peanut butter into a small amount of warm oatmeal, or blend it into a tiny smoothie with a little almond milk. You still get the chemical benefits without the struggle of it sticking to the roof of your mouth. There is also the option of peanut butter powder. This is a defatted peanut product. It has the protein and the tryptophan, but less fat. While it is lower in calories, remember that we actually want some of that healthy fat to keep blood sugar stable. If you use the powder, mix it into something that has a little fat, like yogurt, to ensure you get the full sustained release effect. I want to take a moment to talk about the mental aspect of insomnia. The anxiety of not sleeping is often worse than the lack of sleep itself. You lay there angry at yourself, angry at the clock. This peanut butter ritual can act as a circuit breaker for that anxiety. It gives you something proactive to do. Instead of lying there helpless, you are taking a step. You are treating yourself. You are nourishing your body. As you eat your evening snack, practice some mindfulness. Don't rush through it while standing over the sink. Sit down, taste the flavor, feel the texture. Tell yourself, I'm giving my brain what it needs to rest. This positive self-talk, combined with the physiological effects of the food, creates a powerful bridge to sleep. Let's recap the protocol so you have it clear in your mind. Step 1. Buy the right peanut butter, natural. No added sugar, no hydrogenated oils. Just peanuts, and maybe salt. Step 2. Timing. about 45 minutes to an hour before bed. If you have reflux, make it 90 minutes. Step 3. Quantity. 1 to 2 tablespoons. No more. We want a snack, not a meal. Step 4. The pair up. Eat it with a small amount of complex carbohydrate, like an apple slice or a whole grain cracker, to help the tryptophan enter the brain. Step 5. The environment. Dim the lights, put away the screens, and cool down the room. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But often the most effective health solutions are the simple ones. We get caught up in expensive gadgets and complicated supplements, forgetting that nature has provided us with incredible tools. I have had patients who are on heavy prescription sleeping pills. These pills often come with nasty side effects: dizziness, fall risk, and morning grogginess. By slowly implementing better sleep hygiene and using nutritional tools like this tryptophan trick, many of them have been able to wean off the medication under their doctor's supervision. They wake up feeling refreshed, not hungover. Imagine waking up tomorrow morning feeling truly rested. Imagine your joints feeling a little less stiff because your body actually had time to repair inflammation during the night. Imagine having the energy to play with your grandchildren or work in the garden without needing a nap by noon. It starts with one small change. It starts with that jar in your pantry. I would love to hear from you in the comments. Have you tried this? Do you have a specific evening snack that helps you sleep? Our community learns so much from each other. Maybe you swear by warm milk or perhaps a handful of walnuts. Share your wisdom below. And remember, health isn't a race, it is a journey. It is about making small, sustainable choices that add up over time. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be a little bit better today than you were yesterday. So tonight, when the house gets quiet and the sun goes down, don't dread the bedroom. Go to the kitchen, get your spoon, enjoy your healthy treat, and trust your body to do what it was designed to do. Sleep well, stay healthy, and look after yourself. I will see you in the next video.